So when I was talking to the Lord, I said that he kept focusing on the word plant. And so I asked him, what does this mean? Like a plant church, plant like a garden? I'm like, I don't understand what you're talking about. And I felt like he said, I am doing a new thing, and I will show you along the way. And I asked him, what does this mean? And he said, revival. Revival camps, revival tents, revival communities. And I could see this picture kind of begin to form in my head of all of these people just everywhere. There's people flocking and just like crowds of people just showing up in these old abandoned buildings, in these dirty streets, in these city parks, in the nature, in the forest, in like campsites, in homes, in driveways, in parking lots, in cars. I mean, there were just people flocking by the hundreds to all of these different places of what the Lord was calling a revival. And I don't know where they're at. I don't know what cities they're in or anything like that. But they were not these pristine, well put together areas. They didn't look like this was their intended purpose. It kind of looked like an afterthought or something that maybe had been used for something prior to this. That was getting a new life and being used for something new. And so I was asking him, what does revival look like? What is this revival? And I heard him say revival camps. Revival camps are revival hotspots that are all over the world, and you will see them to start popping up. And so I asked him, what is this? What is a revival camp? And he said, it is when an outpouring of my spirit hits a city and brings them to their knees. I asked him, what does a revival city or a revival camp or a revival hotspot look like or sound like? And he said, praises. It's when people are worshiping my name, and where there are more than two gathered in my name, I will be there with them. I hear my people, and I will rescue them all. Then I heard that phrase in the song that says, Pharaoh, let my people go, echoing in my head. My first thought was, I need to let someone know what I'm hearing. And asked the Lord, like, what should I do? And he said, what you do in private trust will be rewarded. Be confident in what you are hearing from me, and you don't need to check in with anyone else. So I really feel like the takeaway from this is, like, the Lord is bringing revival. He's bringing great revival. He is bringing revival to cities and to our nation and to our world. And we're going to start seeing them pop up in smaller areas and then bigger areas and bigger areas and bigger areas. And it's going to be in the least likely places. It's not going to be in what you would think it would be like. It's not going to look like what you think it would look like. The Lord can use anything, and he will use everything. And so I just really feel like this is an encouraging word to know that even though we are definitely in some trying times and everyone has gone through something in these last couple of years, I really feel like the Lord is bringing this around for revival, that he wants to bring all of these hearts to know him and to enter the kingdom, and that he will use all of this that our nation is going through for revival and for good, and to heal more hearts and to set more lives free. So for me, that was really exciting to know that, like, all right, God, you are on the move, and he has a plan, and he has not forgotten us, and he will bring it to pass. And to be on the lookout for what that revival might look like for you personally, and you're on the inside of you, in your mind and your heart, and then what might the Lord be showing you for a revival in your area, in your city, in your town, in your community, in like whatever it may look like for you. Be open to it looking different and feeling different and sounding different than you might think it would be, or that maybe you thought it should be, because I really feel like the Lord is moving in a different way, in an unusual way, in a unique way, in a way that only he will get that credit for. No one else will be able to take credit for it, because we will be able to know that was no one other than the Lord. He is the one that did this, and he is the one that will bring us through. So that was another exciting word to know. Like, revival is on the horizon. Revival is here. He wants to bring revival. And like that is what he is calling us to do and to be a part of as well, if you want to join in with him.